you're gonna feel this like never before. You're gonna finish your workout sooner. You're gonna finish them with a higher intensity, with a higher energy rate. You're gonna be able to turn over the sets and reps even faster, and you're not gonna have that soul crushing feeling of tiredness in between doing everything, because you're not beating the body parts to death. You're working them in an optimal range and in their maximal range. So you're gonna get more benefit and more progression faster. Welcome to day 2 of high frequency, high intensity training.
Yeah boy, call on God. Most these haters talk silly, really wearing bro.
Welcome to day 2 of the high intensity, high frequency training. Day 1 is already uploaded. Link is in the description. In that video, I take you through an entire, what did we do? We did back, hamstrings, triceps. And at the beginning of that, I showed you how I use bag work as functional cardio to build muscle and build my cardio, and I do a round by round breakdown. So make sure to check that out, because in this video now, I'm going to show you 3 combinations that you can use on the bags for when you get tired, to stop you slowing down and to just keep you drilling. Let's go. Bring it back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and show you a chest, biceps and quads workout. Now let's go.
Forget you and your whole squad. If you gon' blast, never pause. Give me drums and make them hard.
So here we go, 3 combinations that you can use if maybe you're a beginner, or maybe you just get stuck and you get frustrated and you end up just kind of throwing things too quickly. This is all about technique, time and effort. In that first video, I'll show you how I scale the rounds up. We start at round 1 where we go light and we get heavier and progressively more power orientated as the rounds go on, moving into full fight mode. And that's when this is going to come into play. When you start getting tired, when your feet start getting heavy, when your arms start getting heavy, when your guard drops. This is where we're pushing boundaries. This is where we're making muscle and building our cardio. So let's crack on with combination 1. Combination 1 is a real simple double jab followed with a straight right. And this works for both heavy and light combinations. But when we're doing the drills on the power work, you're going to make that straight right a real knockout shot. Combination 2 is going to be a left hook, straight right, and then repeat left hook, straight right. So a 4-shot combination. Again, this works really well for speed, but then we can also double it up and hit those power shots when you want to come in and just get nasty and aggressive. Combination 3, we're going to bring in those kicks. If you can't do kicks, you can finish this with another big straight right, an elbow, a knee, whatever you feel like. It's just trying to get your body moving through a bit more range of motion. So jab, straight right, jab, right kick. Or jab, straight right, jab, knee. So by the time you've done 6 rounds, 3 minutes, you'll have a good sweat on. You'll even be a little bit pumped. But more importantly, you've done your cardio, you've loosened up all those joints, and you've activated those muscles. Damn sight better than plod, plod, plod. Freaking treadmill, wall, boredom, death.
Yup, we on top. I know we run the city, but started with a block.
So we're down and back in the weights room, and that means we're about to pick things up and put them down and pick things up and put them down over and over again. So today it's chest, biceps and quads. If you haven't watched day 1, go back and watch it. Link in the description, but I'll quick cover it again. High frequency, high intensity. High frequency because we train everything twice a week. We train 3 body parts per session. We do 2 exercises per body part, 1 compound, 1 isolation. 5 sets per exercise, and we're looking for that 8 to 12 rep range. If you want to go 6 to 10 or 12 to 16, it's completely up to you. It's absolutely fine. Do whatever makes you happy. But on the compounds, obviously, you want to get the weight on those, and isolations is more about that form and focus. This is the first day we're going to hit chest, biceps and quads, so the first day for each of those body parts, and then we will repeat hitting these body parts again later in the week within 72 hours, but each exercise will be changed to something different. So we end up hitting it with 4 exercises over the week, but a total of 20 sets per body part, rather than the usual 12 to 16 that most people hit. So we're hitting it more intensely, more frequently, with more sets. More volume means more growth. Here's how we run things. We're going to do 2 body parts superset. We do 1 set of 1, put that weight down, move straight onto the next body part and do 1 set of that, so set for set. But if you want to break it down and do 1 complete body part, then move on to the next body part, that's fine. We're going to start with chest and biceps.
It's slowly up here at the top. We should be admired. We are everything that you're not.
First 2 exercises are going to be chest and biceps. We're going to be doing a press with a curl. Now, I'm going to be using a bench, and I'm going to be doing it with dumbbells. The reason for that is I have an impingement on my left shoulder, so to work unilaterally, each arm working independently of one another is better for me, but this can be bench press. Little trick, have the bench 1 up from flat, and that's going to take some of the pressure off your shoulders. What we're going to do, we're going to look to lie back, get our chest up, rib cage down, we're going to engage our lats, and we're going to drive through our heels and glutes. So kick back nice and safely, set your feet, make sure that they're balanced, squeeze your glutes, load your heels, turn the weight out, and from here I'm looking to drive up, squeeze at the top, but not bang the weights together. Back down, keeping my back tight, elbows in, and then drive up through the heels and glutes. Whoosh. That's how we're going to maintain that similar kind of bench press style and get the gains of that more compound style movement. With the chest press done, weights down, we're going to come over, we're going to grab the easy curl bar. We're going to do an overhand curl. The reason I like this is, one, it takes some of the pressure off the elbows, and two, it brings in a lot of that forearm. But what you'll see most people do with this is they'll curl with the elbows flared. I really want you to roll those elbows in tight and force that curl by pushing through with your thumbs. Squeeze at the top, full extension all the way down, flex that tricep to let yourself know you've got to the bottom, and then back up again. This is how it should look. No body swing, no curling the back, nice and neutral, core tight, ribs down, squeezing, keeping those elbows tight to the body. Fully stretch the bicep, give you a full range of movement, maximum gains, maximum benefits. So a couple of handy hints on this one I forgot to mention before. When you're doing the chest press, tip the inside head of the dumbbells just in ever so slightly. That's going to help keep that load over the chest. 2, on the bicep curls, do not overload the bar. This is not heavy exercise. Biceps are a tiny little muscle group. Squeeze up to the top, bite the elbows going back on that negative, really stretch it, get a full flex, that tricep at the bottom, and then return. Once you get used to that motion, you develop that mechanism, you can take out the flex of the tricep at the bottom and use that energy to curl back up a little heavier weight. But don't let the ego take over.
They don't want it with us. Give you all the ghost with every line. Ain't Russell Crowe, but I got a beautiful mind.
A 3, 2, 1, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're moving on, we're going to do chest, and then we're bringing in that new body part, quads. So this is going to finish chest because it's the second exercise. Then we're going to the first exercise of quads, and then for the final one we'll pair up quads with the biceps. So this is the isolation movement. We've done our compound with chest. Isolation is going to be cables from a low point. So if you find that you struggle with the normal chest flies, this is a great variation. Again, another shoulder saver too. What we're going to look to do is reduce that weight because it's fucking well heavy. Alright, ego put away. Step forward so you take the load on the cables. Take the load. That's what she said. From here, what we're going to look to do is we're going to come in and squeeze the chest with an underhand grip. But then from here, we're going to move straight up, squeezing the chest, then back down and out. You can make this into a more fluid single motion, like so, once you get capable. But if you struggle at the beginning, just come to the center and then lift. And then down and back. What we want to avoid here is the rib cage popping, shoulders moving around, so we're keeping everything locked in and tight and just thinking about squeezing and connecting with that chest. By having this underhand grip and this squeeze, what we're doing is taking a lot of stress off the shoulders on that negative, and we're able to really focus and drive through and up on the positive. So this is a really great movement, but again, let the ego go, drop the weight, squeeze. So here we go, this first exercise of quads is going to be the leg press. This is our compound, so your first movement's always your compound. Now for me, I would squat here normally, but I suffered some micro tears in my groin, so again we're working around our issues. Rather than stopping and avoiding, we're working around. So I'm going to build back into squats, but for now, another great compound variation. So this could be your second one on your second day, or if like me you can't squat, leg press. So foot position. We're going to have it about hip width apart. We're going to look to keep the weight in the center of the foot. Grip the pad and turn outwards. Your feet aren't going to move, but what that does is forces your knees out into a strong position. You need to maintain that throughout. Once up, we're going to drop the weight down, breathing into our core to neutralize our spine, and then breathe out and explode. Keeping those knees out. What you want to avoid is coming down to the bottom, knees rocking in, and then pressing up like that, which is a common one you'll see. Don't let the butt come off the seat, don't let the hips roll forward, and make sure as you drive, you pull on something. I like to grip underneath the seat because the handles for me never seem to be in the right position. So I'll grip underneath the seat, pull, lock all my back in, ribs down, abs engaged, down, easy.
They don't want it with us. Give you all the ghost with every line. Ain't Russell Crowe, but I got a beautiful mind. The insomnia makes for an impressive grind. Got a couple of chicks call them my beautiful dimes. Okay, a couple of them is 9s. There was an 8, it was late when we got drunk the one time. But still our game is refined. We out front, ain't even peaked yet. Homie, you in your prime. Whenever we come back, the hood love us. They all know we the best, that's why they rock with us.
So that's leg press done. Now we're on to the final 2 sets. So we have the biceps and then the quads, both the finishing exercises for each of these body groups. So we're going to start with the biceps, and that's going to give those quads a little bit of respite before we have to go and hit them again. And we're starting with hammer curls. Real simple things on this, a couple of handy hints. One, grip the handle at the top, not here, here. This is going to create an angle at the base and keep tension on the bicep. From there, we're going to keep the back head of the dumbbell angled down. We're going to curl up, straight, shoulders back, ribs down, glutes engaged. Fight that negative, don't let the elbows go, and repeat. Now you can do this single arm. I prefer it this way because it's much more controlled, or obviously you can do it double arm, but the chance of that body swing occurring or creating an impingement or pain in one of your shoulders if you've got any shoulder issues is a lot higher. Single arm, we're allowed to be a lot stricter. Squeeze. Another handy hint on this one is to make sure that the rep is fully down before the other rep goes up. You'll see a lot of people, they get to about here, then they start doing the second one. You end up with this kind of weird, kind of
Brave.
full extension, full reps. So bicep movement done, we're straight on to the secondary quad movement, and this is going to be our isolation. Quad extension,
Leg
machinio,
extension.
max 3000. Point on this is, you're going to want this pivot point in the same alignment as your goddamn knee, same as with the hamstring machines. If you're out of alignment with this, your joints are going to take the battering. From here, what we want to do, ribs down, glutes slightly engaged. We're going to keep our feet parallel. What you see a lot of people do is they'll lift up and their feet are twisting off in different directions. Bad, good, bad, good, bad, bad, good, bad, bad, good, good, bad, bad, good. Makes sense, you need to keep them parallel. If it helps, pull your toes in and up and look at your feet while you're training. Make sure if they start twisting out, start feeling that and start compensating. We're going to lift, get to the top, squeeze, making sure that the machine is set to the maximum depth. So we're not banging the weights on the way down, we get that full stretch, not allowing the hips to move. Weights just about to touch and then back up, squeeze. If you want to focus more on teardrops, turn the toes out. Focus more on the quads, keep your feet straight. Ooh. This is all about focus and squeeze. You can do this single leg, you can do this double legged, whatever floats your boat, just kick it.
It's our time. We want the whole world to see. But it's our time. They don't want it with us, they can't do nothing with us. And they don't want it with us. See and you believe. But it's our time. They don't want it with us, they don't want it with us. Yeah, they talk a lot, but they don't want it with us.
So there you have it, that is the end of day 2. You now have day 1 and day 2 to go through and follow, and you can tweak these things. Remember, you don't have to do every exercise I do. These are all ideas for you, but keep it compound and isolation, 1 for each body part, 3 body parts, 5 sets, 8 to 12 rep range, 6 to 10 on those heavier movements. And I guarantee you, if you superset this, if you do it the way I'm doing it, focusing on strict technique, mechanics, concentrate on that contraction, you're going to feel this like never before. You're going to finish your workout sooner. You're going to finish them with a higher intensity, with a higher energy rate. You're going to be able to turn over the sets and reps even faster, and you're not going to have that soul crushing feeling of tiredness in between doing everything, because you're not beating the body parts to death. You're working them in an optimal range and in their maximal range. So you're going to get more benefit and more progression faster. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button. Comment below anything you've got. I'll try and answer questions as we go along these things. You do have another 3 days to come your way, and that's going to cover all the accessories, ab training. We've got shoulders to hit yet, a few other parts, so don't worry, it's all going to be there. I'll catch you in the next one. Boom, baby.
Lately I've been doing shit different, cooking like a chef, I've been all up in the kitchen. Had to make a move, had to make a little distance. A lot of people tripping, they could never see the vision. Fuck that, tell them bounce.